Amanda, Brent, this General Dynamics property behind me here, very, very busy and will be so for decades to come. And the two secretaries that visited today, very familiar with EB and Groton. The need for more and better qualified employees has never been greater for Electric Boat.
Today, for the first time in a generation, we are building two classes of submarines, the Virginia class of fast attack submarines and the Columbia class of ballistic missile submarines.
And the company's apprenticeship program, which trains current employees for advancement in either shipyard trade or a design discipline, includes classroom instruction in partnership with Three Rivers Community College.
And I got to take a lot of college classes that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go through and take. So it's been really great.
Currently, I am working with Design Liaison, so I get to interact with the trades and kind of help facilitate, some of the building process.
Former Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo, the new U.S. Secretary of Commerce, knows EB well. The company employs roughly 5,000 in the Ocean State, and soon their apprenticeship program could receive a major boost.
The President's jobs package includes a $48 billion investment in American workforce development infrastructure.
And when the new Labor Secretary was Boston's mayor, he saw firsthand the benefits of apprenticeship programs.
We created hundreds of opportunities for women and people of color, and we saw it literally change people's lives and outcomes.
You could not come to a better place to really talk about President Biden's Americans Jobs Plan and what it means for registered apprenticeships and for the Workforce Investment Act. This is the birthplace of the Registered Apprenticeship Program.
Now, the National Registered Apprenticeship Act went into effect in the 1930s. It's been known as the Fitzgerald Act, named after former Connecticut Congressman William Fitzgerald, who was born right up the Thames River here in Norwich. Here in Groton, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. Well, still to come on the